Welcome back to North Metro TV News. I'm here at the Minnesota State Fair. Now, the fair is known for a lot of things: food, fun, rides, and entertainment, but it also has a rich history in politics. A lot of State Fair history can be discovered here at the History and Heritage Center. One of the displays has photos of visits to the fair by famous politicians. The famous visits started 115 years ago, when then Vice President Teddy Roosevelt addressed a large crowd in the grandstand.
And he gave his speech in front of the grandstand to tens of thousands of audience members. And he did the famous words of "speak softly and carry a big stick." And this was in relations to future relations with Latin America. And he was very well received, although people didn't expect necessarily to like Teddy Roosevelt. They really enjoyed his speech. And then just 4 days later, President McKinley was shot at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. And so Teddy Roosevelt became president.
Roosevelt returned to the fair in 1910 and again in 1912, and always received a warm welcome. Other politicians did not fare as well in front of the crowd.
Calvin Coolidge, vice president at the time, came to the Minnesota State Fair on September 6, 1922. And he also gave a speech at the grandstand. It wasn't nearly as well received as Teddy Roosevelt's, though. It was about a 98-degree day, and everybody was waiting for the big auto races. So he still had numerous pages of a speech left, but kids in the back started clapping, a little bit sarcastically, and then the whole audience started clapping. There was a little bit of silence, and the vice president kept talking. There was still more clapping, and pretty soon it was just like over the top clapping, stomping, catcalling. And then the vice president realized he needed to cut his speech short. So he removed the rest of his pages and just read the last paragraph. And then he got a standing ovation for it.
The fair was canceled in 1945 and 46, first due to World War II and then due to the polio outbreak. When the fair resumed in 1947, it was heralded as the Victory Fair, and the marquee visit was from Dwight Eisenhower.
So when he came to the State Fair in 1947, it was a very big deal because the war ended, and everything was still about the war and just celebrating that we won. And so he was here. Not only did he parade around in an open car, but there's a photo of him drinking a malt from the dairy building. And in fact, this was the first state fair he ever attended. And he said, to be at this state fair, to be my first, I might as well go for the best.
The state fair used to be one of the only ways for voters to get to know the candidates. Today, some voters would probably contend that they know too much about the candidates. But the major and minor parties still count on the fair each year to help them get their message out to the masses.
It's the raw numbers. Name a place where you can go and reach 100,000 people in a single day, right? I mean, we'll literally have 100 to 200,000 people come through these state fairgrounds every single day for 12 days in a row.
What you see, this is our main visibility campaign. What this does is it allows us to present a unified message and show all of our statewide candidates as well as our congressional candidates, really give people a gathering place, especially when there's a lot of enthusiasm for the upcoming election. Right before Labor Day, people start paying attention to politics. And so it's a perfect opportunity for us to present what we have to offer and get our message out there.
Tens of thousands of everyday folks from all across the state, lots of different perspectives, lots of different demographics coming in and having a chance to interact with them, presenting who we are as Republicans, listening to them and getting a sense of what the electorate feels. It's become a great Minnesota tradition. We're very proud to carry it on.
They really hope to have that opportunity to actually personally interact with our office holders, and it's a really great opportunity for the office holders to interact with people in a totally different environment. It's a friendly, happy environment, and I think that the exchange makes everyone feel much more connected to their politicians.
Of course, both the Democrats and Republicans will tell you that the excitement for their candidates is the best they have ever seen.
Tremendous enthusiasm, really over the top. We expected a lot of enthusiasm for the upcoming races, but this is much bigger than we ever anticipated. And we have a lot of people coming saying, I never voted for the DFL before, but this might be the year.
Positive energy, even the good cheer and the happiness of the people who are coming in. Never before have I seen the crowds coming through our Republican booth like I am this year, and it's not your traditional Republican.
From Teddy Roosevelt having his likeness carved out of butter, to Bob Dole eating a cheese curd, and Al Gore speaking up on Machinery Hill, the State Fair has always embraced politics in an unconventional way. But it has also helped thousands of Minnesotans prepare to vote each November.
Just come, take a chance and learn about your local politicians and get out and vote.
For North Metro TV News, Ben Hale reporting.